Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to be answering some of the questions some of you guys have about being a mobile phlebotomist. Yes, I am a mobile phlebotomist. I'm also other things. I do other things. I have other certifications, but in today's video we are going to be talking about or answering most of the questions of a mobile phlebotomist. Now I've written some things down, or I've got some things down on my phone that I've seen you guys ask the most. So I will be answering those questions, and if you guys have any more questions, please ask them down in the comment section, because I'm trying to be more active on YouTube. So I will try to reply to you guys as soon as possible. So if you're interested in seeing what questions I'm answering about mobile phlebotomy or about a mobile phlebotomist, then stay tuned.
It got me feeling like I'm the GOAT. They asking me for some pictures and I ain't even blow. I'm on my way to the top like I can't be below. They telling me that I'm crazy like I ain't even know. Hit him with a G33 and now he's seeing fun. One me.
Okay, so if Sadie's distracting you, I'm sorry, but this is my baby and she wants to be up on me all the time, especially since I work a lot. So I'm gonna let her do that and be up on me. So we have 17 questions, around 17 questions to ask, and if I think of anything else that you guys may want to know, I will answer those and I'll put those in this video. So the first question I get is the most question I get is, do I like mobile phlebotomy? Yes and no. I really think it's the company, which is why I didn't like it. And I did like it because I got to go off and do my own thing at my own time. So it's a yes and no. I guess it depends on the company, but I liked being by myself. I like doing my own sticks. I like going on my own routes. I like being alone, period. So that was the major pro of being a mobile phlebotomist. So yes, I did like it, but then I also didn't like it because it was short-staffed and nobody wanted to help with a hard stick, stuff like that. So yeah, it's like a yes and no. How do you get paid? We got paid every 2 weeks. Some mobile phlebotomy companies get paid every week. That's why I feel like I should have went with a different company. But the company that I work for got paid every 2 weeks. And we got paid based on our sticks, and we got paid based on the nursing homes that we went to. Now the worst nursing homes got paid the most. When I say worst nursing homes, I mean nursing homes that have roaches, rats, horrible service, just downright nasty. They're the highest paid nursing home because nobody wants to go there. So they pay the company the most, so that's the most money we'll get out of from, that's the most money we'll get from sticking that certain home. But I've gotten the lower homes, like the higher homes were like $35, or I would do like the $25, $15 homes because I did not want to do those really nasty homes. So that's how we get paid. I got paid every 2 weeks. It was per home and how many sticks you done. Yeah, and we did not get paid mileage. We got paid a percentage of mileage. So if you did stats, then you got paid per mileage depending on where you went. But for the simple fact of I was working in a certain city that I lived in, I did not get paid per mileage, which is another thing that we'll talk about towards the end of the video. How much did you get paid? I was supposed to get paid $600 every 2 weeks, but I ended up getting paid $400 every 2 weeks, and that is why I left the job, because I'm not working a third job that is going to pay me $400 when I can just pick up extra shifts at my other job and get that $400. Like, I was doing it for the $600, possibly $1,200, but it's not worth $400, especially because those nursing homes were nasty. Where did you go? I stayed in my city's area. Depending on the company, they have some homes in different areas. Like, I stay in Virginia, so we had, I'm not going to name the company, but we had homes in Suffolk, Virginia, Portsmouth, Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, North Carolina, Elizabeth City. We'll have homes in different areas, so depending on where you stay at, you can stick where you basically around the area you lived at. I did stick in Norfolk, Virginia, which is probably like 15 minutes away from me. The only reason why I stuck over there because it was closer to my job. So once I got off from my night job, I went to the other job, and it was closer to the home base of where we have to take our specimens. So I did most of my sticks in Norfolk, Virginia. How's the mileage? Mileage was not shit because I wasn't really getting paid mileage. With this certain company, we did not get paid mileage. Only if we did stats we get paid mileage, and you have to go over a certain amount of miles for you to even get paid mileage, even with the stats. So I barely got paid mileage. My checks, like I said, my checks was like $400 every 2 weeks, and I was not happy with that. Did it ruin your car? Honestly, the little time that I was doing mobile phlebotomy, I feel like it did weigh down on my car, because I'm not used to, I don't go nowhere. I go to work, I come back home, I barely go out on the weekends, I barely go out to do stuff, I barely travel. So I can hear my brakes starting to squeak, and I'm filling up my tank more. I see the miles going up in my car, and then I ask certain people, I'm like, how's your car doing since you've been here? Some people do that full time. So I asked certain people, how's your car been since you work mostly with your car, blah blah blah. A lot of people told me that with the mobile phlebotomist or mobile jobs period, they will have to buy a new car. Like most of the ladies that work there for years as a mobile phlebotomist told me that they had to keep getting new cars because their cars would run bad because they're constantly using their car. So I was like, yeah, that's not okay with me. So I did not stay at this mobile phlebotomy job. How much gas did you use? I filled up gas probably twice or 3 times a week, depending on where I went in Norfolk. Sometimes I'll do 2 homes, sometimes I'll do 3 homes. She tried to give me like 5 homes one time. It depends on where I went, and plus I have a main job that I go to, and plus I had another job. I had 3 jobs at the time, so I'm used to staying in one spot for 8 hours and then going to another job for maybe a couple 4 more hours, and then doing that and doing the night job as a mobile phlebotomist, bouncing from nursing home to nursing home. I was using a lot of gas, so I probably used more gas than you would. If you're using mobile phlebotomy as your main income, your only income, you probably won't have to fill up that much. It depends on how far the homes were. Honestly, my homes were probably like a couple miles apart, like maybe 1 to 5 miles apart. They weren't really that far, but still waiting at the red lights and all the traffic and stuff like that, so it added up. And then the bridge, we have a bridge where I'm at, the bridge goes up and we have to wait another 20 minutes. It burns gas, so it adds up with me. It may not add up with you. You may not have to fill up that much, but I had to fill up a lot. How do you know which needle to use? A lot of you guys asked this, and I did try to do a mobile, like not mobile, I did try to do a needle video explaining how to pick veins, how to search for veins, how to stick veins. Now I can do an updated video and invest in phlebotomy arms to actually show you guys. I'm gonna look into that and see if there's some on Amazon, and I will be glad to do that with you guys to show you guys what I do and how I do it. But if their vein is big and juicy, use a bigger gauge. If their vein is small and it seems like it won't really like be able to hold a big needle, then use your smaller needle. Okay, mind you, the bigger the gauge, the bigger the number, the smaller the needle. The smaller the number, the bigger the needle. I couldn't get it together, but keep that in mind. If their vein is big and juicy, use a bigger needle. If their vein is small, it doesn't seem like you can hold a bigger needle, or it might blow, because of a bigger needle can blow a small vein. So if you feel like the vein will blow, it's not really that big, then use a smaller needle. Now what you can also do, if you can't really tell, which I don't see how, because there's some people that have huge veins, some people have little veins, but if you seem like you can't, you know, find yourself to tell which needle to use, just to be safe, and use the smaller needle. But you have to remember, the smaller the needle, the slower the flow of blood. So if you're in a time crunch, as you're a mobile phlebotomist, you have to be on a certain time. Using a small needle all the time will run your time back because it runs slow. And don't let the patient be like a blood transfusion patient or a very sick patient to where their blood is already flowing slow, and plus you got a small needle, then it's going to be even slower. So that's why you want to try to pay attention to which vein to use for which needle. But if you can't tell the difference, just be safe and use the smaller needle. How far do you travel? I think I told you guys this earlier. I travel to about 1 to 5 miles. I don't travel that far, probably 15 minutes the most. I don't go over 30 minutes to each location. I was strictly in one area. I kept going to the same homes. She didn't have me go to different homes every day. I was literally going to the same homes every week. Me and her had an agreement to where I was going to 2 homes a week, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays I would go to 3 homes. She tried to slide in an extra 2 homes one time, and I had to nip that in the bud because it's like I got 2 other jobs. How's your home life with being a mobile phlebotomist? Honestly, it's okay. It's the same. The only thing that's different is I'm getting up even earlier to go to one job and then trying to go to the next job. That's the only basically difference. So I am spending less time at home, but other than that, everything's the same. Everything's fine. I was getting extra money, an extra $400, but like I said, I could pick up those hours at a different like job that I have my other 2 jobs. So that's why I just left it alone. But home life is the same. So I really don't know how to answer that question. The only thing that I was scared of bringing back home was bugs. A lot of the nursing homes had bugs. Do I like being a mobile phlebotomist over a pharmacy tech? Honestly, I love being a phlebotomist over anything. I love the mobile phlebotomy job. It was just, my manager was inconsistent with what she was telling me. I was told when I was hired that I was going to get paid mileage. I was told that I was only going to do a certain number of homes, and she kept trying to get me to do more. I was told certain things in the interview. It wasn't really an interview. I got hired on spot, which should have been a red flag. But I was told certain things and promises that once I started asking questions about, it was like, no, that's not what I meant, or I didn't say that. Nothing was really in writing. It was told to me. And so when I came to ask her about it, it's like everything switched. Which is another reason why I just left, because I'm not dealing with inconsistency. I was told one thing to get onto a job when I was going to take the job anyway, and I'm not dealing with $400 every 2 weeks. I'm taking away from my sleep to be at that job. I like being a pharmacy tech, but the most I've gotten cursed out at the job would be as a pharmacy tech. People go crazy over those controlled drugs. People go crazy over their insurance not paying for stuff. People go crazy over their medications. And I understand to a certain extent, but when it's like you're calling me out my name, this and that, I can't take it. So I love sticking. I don't really get cussed out or a problem when I'm sticking somebody. How do you handle uncooperative patients? Like I told y'all in my how to stick video, whether I'm in a hospital, I'm at a doctor's office, or if I'm at a mobile phlebotomy job, if a patient does not want me to stick them, whether it's because they don't like being stuck or they don't want my color, black, sticking them, I do not stick them. I do not beg them to stick them. I do not say, well, your doctor needs this and that. I do not try to persuade them or talk them into me sticking them. If a patient says no, they have the right to say no. So if a patient is being uncooperative, don't want to give me their hand, don't want to talk to me, or say they don't want me to stick them, I just be like, okay, I'll have to let this is what I say. I'll let your doctor know that you did not want to get your blood drawn today. Or I will find somebody else that they would want for them to draw their blood. I'm not gonna beg a patient to stick them. It's just not in me. If a patient says no, they say no, so I'm gonna respect their decision and move on about my day and go get my other sticks. Because you can't be stuck onto one stick. If a person doesn't want you to stick them, they don't want them to stick them. Whether it's religious reasons, or if it's your color, or if they just don't want to get stuck. If the patient does not want to get stuck, please do not beg them or force them to get stuck. And that goes to answer, what if someone doesn't let you stick them? If they don't let you stick them, baby, go on about your day. Go on about your next patient. Go pill somebody else, call somebody else, go see somebody else, or find somebody else that they would want them to stick them. Other than that, you can't do something, you can't say anything to make somebody want you to stick them. Like, once a person tells me no, I tell you, okay, I go on to the next person. I'm not finna sit there 15 to 20 minutes to persuade you to get your blood drawn when you know you need your blood drawn. If you don't want it drawn, you don't want it drawn. If you don't want me to draw it, you don't want me to draw it. At the end of the day, what can you do? Do they help you with 2 colors? No. Off the bat, no. When I go into a nursing home, I go straight into the nursing home. I greet the nurses. I go into this lab book, and I look for see if they have any patients. If they have patients, I look to see what test. They do not say what color. They'll say CMP, they'll say CBC, they'll say troponin, they will say LDH, they'll say chromogranin A, they'll have inhibit B, inhibit A, they will have serotonin. They'll have different tests. They do not tell you the colors. Now, what I did do, if I did not know, because, okay, so this is what also messes you up. Different companies use different colors for different stuff. I know. We have a certain order of draw as a phlebotomist, but for some reason, different hospitals do a different order of draw, or they have different color tubes for different tests. So, also different insurances take different colors for different tubes, which is just a whole nother thing. But it's like, if you have a question, you should always be able to feel comfortable enough to ask your supervisor or your manager a question. So what I did, if I did not know a test, or if I knew the test but didn't know the company's colors or guidelines, I would call my manager and ask them about a certain color tube. Now, something like a CBC, CMP, or A1C lavender or SST, like, come on now, like, that one's like the basics. But when it comes to other stuff like a troponin, or even like a BNP or a BMP, different companies use different colors for that. Some use SST, some use light green, some use lavenders. It's different for different companies and different insurances as well, which is a whole nother headache. So if you do have a question when you're at a job, a phlebotomy job, whether it's mobile or not, you should be able to ask your supervisor or your manager, or even a coworker if you trust them enough. Now, all the jobs that I had, none of my jobs told me what color tubes. I don't think so. The plasma center didn't tell me what color. The hospital didn't tell me what color. I don't think so. This job now didn't tell me what color. So it's just like, you have to ask. You'll never know if you do not ask a manager, a supervisor, or somebody. So what I mean by these jobs don't tell me which tubes to draw, I mean they don't tell me automatically. Like, it don't, when the label is printed out, or when I'm looking at a sheet of paper to draw a patient, it does not tell me CBC lavender, CMP SST. It don't tell me automatically. I have to ask a supervisor. So technically, when you guys ask me, do jobs help me with the tubes? Yes, they do help me with the tubes. But no, they do not tell you automatically you have to ask. It's not going to print out on your patient's label a certain color. It's not going to tell you in the computer a certain color. And it's not going to be on their order sheets a certain color. It's just going to be the test. So yes, the supervisors and managers will help you. But no, they do not. The labels in the computer or the paperwork does not tell you which color automatically. They just tell you the name of the test. Do they give you a car? I think they give you a car when you're at a certain level in mobile phlebotomy. Because I know my manager or supervisor, or whatever she wanted to call herself, she had a company car. We did not get a company car. Now, with some companies, you may or may not get a company car. So, what supplies are given to you? I did not have to buy anything. I got like a little box. I showed you guys in a video. I got like a little box. It came with needles, it came with hubs, it came with tubes, gauze, alcohol swabs, tourniquets, wrap, all that stuff, tape, all that stuff. I did not have to buy anything. Some jobs you do have to buy probably like the box, or you have to buy like a spinner for the job. I know the job that I was working for, the mobile phlebotomy company that I was working for, we took our stuff to a certain like lab to spin, but some jobs will have you buy the spinner yourself so you can spin them jinks in your car and pour them off like that. Now, I don't know what company does that, but I know some people are trying to start working with other companies that you have to buy your own supplies and actually like spin your own stuff and have your own stuff and stuff like that. So it depends on the company. But I was given all my supplies, and we did not need to have our own spinners. So all the questions that I've gotten to be asked or answered. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please ask them down in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer some of you guys' questions. I'm actually going here tonight and reply to some of you guys' comments because I haven't been replying because I've been having so much going on. But we are coming back to back with these videos, you guys. So I hope you guys are enjoying the content just like I'm enjoying editing and putting them out. Y'all stay safe, stay cautious, keep your hands washed, be aware of your surroundings, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
With these 2 3s on